Aidan, tell me a story.
Alrighty, guys, welcome to my podcast. These are my besties, Julia and Robyn. So we are high school friends. We've known each other since a long
over
time.
10 years. Yeah.
Well over 10
years.
Julia and I met in 6th grade. Mm-hmm. I don't really remember it, so if you want to tell the story, you can.
So, we were in 6th grade. I remember going to turn my book in to get a new book, and I walk into the library, and this boy comes up to me. I remember what he was wearing because it was just, you could remember. He was wearing orange basketball shorts, a black and white striped shirt with the orange cardigan and some slides. And he's like, hi! And he comes up to me and he hugs me and he's just all over me. And I'm like, hi. I'm very much like, fake it till you make it. Like, I'm just going to act like I know you even though I don't really know you. And so I'm just like, hi, like, hey. And we just talked. And I was like, when he left, I was like, that was so weird. And I do not remember him. And that's just my first experience of meeting Aidan.
That's messed up. Because, to be fair, I don't remember that whole interaction. So.
I do. Because the outfit was outfitting, okay?
What can I say? I always slay.
Very Aidan.
And Robyn?
We met in middle school, I don't know what grade, UIL, doing the DS games back in the day. You were that kid if you had a DS during UIL, because then everybody would open it up and get in the little chat rooms and meet up and stuff. And I remember meeting you then. I didn't know you though. We weren't friends then until sophomore year?
Yeah, sophomore year.
Yeah.
Because freshman year, I knew of Robyn. Robyn knew of me. I was jealous because she got the starfish costume for Little Mermaid, and I was a freaking servant.
I was a winch.
Well,
the boat slut.
She broke the boat. She broke the boat.
I did. I fell asleep during a performance. We performed 4 times in a day, and
I was this crazy
freshman year. They just threw me in. I'd never been through that before, and I just fell asleep. And I remember falling off the boat and landing my foot in the bubble machine. It was crazy because the kids were screaming.
And all of us were laughing. Oh my God.
I was like, what's going on? Yeah, I was really scared of Miss Lucas. Super scared of her.
Next question. Favorite memories of each other or / together? I'll start. One of my favorite memories of us is on stage. We were doing Colonel Hottie. We were doing Jungle Book. I was Colonel Hottie. She was my wife. And there was this one scene. Well, we really only was one scene that we had. But we just could not stop laughing. And we were looking at each other and we were just laughing the whole time while trying to say our lines. It was not coming out like professionals. That was our least professional moment.
Yeah, we got yelled at for that for sure.
Oh, fun.
My favorite memory, I would say it was a favorite memory more for him, was during one of our shows. It was his birthday, and my mom had bought him this little.
She bought me a Cookie Monster.
Yeah,
cookie.
a Cookie Monster cookie cake for his birthday, and I got so jealous. I was acting like a little brat, and I don't know. I just think that is one of the most funniest memories because it just shows how dramatic I was.
Yeah, it also shows how much moms love me. I feel like all moms really.
For real, I was like, dang girl, you could have picked me a cupcake on
her birthday's right after mine, but she bought me something. Thanks, Tracy. We love you. I feel like really just the moms felt bad for me because I had a terrible childhood.
But it was good that they stepped up. Yeah. Someone needed to step up.
They knew you needed that.
Your mom was not going to buy you no dang cookie.
Now she would.
Now she would. My favorite memory with you, it's the sad memories, but I'm grateful for those memories. When Mom Peggy passed away and you were there for me.
Yeah.
That was, you were there for me too, but she brought me back from New York. That was rough, and I would say those are some of my favorite memories.
Those moments, of course we don't want those to happen, but those moments really show who your true friends are.
Yeah.
They really do. Because I hear people all the time were like, hey, my homie didn't even check up on me after my mom passed or my sibling passed and stuff like that.
Well, I appreciate y'all for that.
Of course.
I think my favorite memory with us would be the Summer of Love. That was 2017. We nicknamed it. I don't know how the stars aligned. We both were home for the same summer, and it was every weekend we were going to Six Flags with your mom and her ex.
Anthony.
So, crazy things happened.
Drama. They argued all the time. Robyn was part of the family at that point.
But we hung out like every single day. It was a good time.
We worked together.
We worked together.
Mom went to Verizon or Cricket, and she had a friend there, and I were giving like each Monday you get free entry with a what's it called, an all member pass, a season pass,
like that,
and she got a stack of them. So we would go every Monday.
They knew y'all.
Aidan had the food pass too, so we would get food, and he get that turkey leg every time. Every week he got a turkey leg. That could not be healthy.
Well.
It's turkey.
It's Texas. What's our favorite memories together?
Okay, favorite memories together.
Yeah, y'all could do y'all's too.
Okay, I didn't know for yours.
Yeah.
My favorite memory was I went to New York 2019. It was my last time going up there. I had went and I stayed with Robyn in her room. Y'all two had lived with each other at the time. And I stayed with Robyn. There was one night we were just out, we were drinking, and you had on those boots, and we literally stopped traffic just to get a cute picture.
I was there.
That was like, that was actually one of my favorite memories, because I was like, she's having her moment.
That's hilarious.
That was one of my favorite memories too. And when we went out during the night too, I remember looking at you and being like, oh, she's so beautiful. I'm just so grateful that she's here with us. That was a good trip.
Yeah.
Good trip.
Thanksgiving 2019, I think. Or 2020.
Something like that.
2019, because it was before COVID. So
2019.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite memories with all of us together is that winter where I was really, really poor and I couldn't afford to come down for Christmas. And y'all drove up to see me in Dallas. That really made my heart.
Fun weekend.
I remember the I was living with. Sorry, I don't know if I can cuss.
I'll bleep it out. You're good.
Women I was living with. None of them invited me to their families or nothing, and I thought we were close. But y'all drove more than 5 hours, stuck in traffic.
Here to Dallas is 5.5 hours.
Yeah. And, well, with traffic, it's more. And that was just so sweet.
That was fun.
That was literally, we made it there 11:59, so we can get there before Christmas was over. I still have a Polaroid from that very first second we saw each other.
I don't have those videos anymore. I deleted Snapchat. I'm just like on a social media detox.
That's good.
I need it for my soul.
That's fair. Well, even if you delete Snapchat, the photos come back if you re-log in.
Oh, well, I deleted it over a year ago, so it's gone.
Yeah, I don't have mine on.
You only have like
my
3 months to recover it, and then it's done. TikTok does 90 days.
Oh, really?
And then you're done.
Wait, like you deleted it?
Yeah.
You didn't just delete the app?
I logged in, I logged out, deleted my thing, and deleted that.
Deleted your account.
And once you've done it for like over 3
months, you deleted your account. That's crazy. That's okay. My favorite memory of the three of us is when so here's the thing, y'all. They wanted to go to New York before I did. I wanted to go to LA. And there was this one point where we were standing on the stage of the auditorium at old SHS, and they were talking, and they were like, let's make a pact to move in together to New York. Let's move together. And I was like, yes, let's do it.
Throw himself in there. You were like, always. If there's one thing he's going to do, it's insert himself.
But guess who made it to New York first?
As you should.
Gotta prove these bitches wrong.
He made it. Okay. You made it because you got a good opportunity with schooling, and you could go for free.
No, it wasn't free,
but cheaper than if Julie and I had tried to do it.
That's true.
Yeah.
I made it there. But technically I didn't even make it to Jersey. I mean to New York. I made it to Jersey first.
You still made it to New York first though, because you were there for.
Yeah, that's true. Do you have any favorite memory of the three of us?
My favorite memory would just be skipping school and then making it right back in time for theater practice. Always. It was some Sonic, McDonald's, whatever we were done. And our school was so easy to do that. Now they don't got it like that. They have a whole new school.
No, literally a whole new school.
And ours was such an open campus that we could just leave and come back.
Literally,
it was a dream.
Yeah.
So much freedom.
It was like Greece, but real life, and we were young, not old people.
And no gangs.
Well, they had gangs.
Right.
Okay. High school in general. This is just like our time in high school. I guess we could, if you were to recap your 4 years by yourselves, how would you feel about it? Give me like a few sentences.
I would say I felt like a butterfly. Like I was a caterpillar, and then I blossomed into this beautiful butterfly. So I actually loved high school. Freshman year was rough, but working my way up to senior year, I just blossomed. I figured out what I liked, and I went with it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Honestly, I had a great time too.
Yeah.
I feel like I have always never really taken things too seriously, so I know it's not the best, but I went in with that mindset, had a great time, did what I wanted to do, saw what I needed to see, and left when I needed to leave. And it was, honestly,
That's true.
it was a good time.
And I think the fact that we had such good willpower, because we weren't bad kids.
No.
We weren't like doing crazy. We did some stuff.
We did
but
stuff, we
weren't
did, like,
going crazy.
normal bad
And I think the
things.
fact that we had good willpower just shows like we were responsible. I hope we have kids like us. That's all I gotta say.
But maybe a little less dramatic. Just a little. Just a little.
That's karma, though. I feel like it's more dramatic.
Yeah.
Just to show you.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was like a roller coaster. I feel like my freshman year, I was like the year I came out. Everybody knew I was gay from the jump. Everybody, but that was the year I came out. Okay, and like I was owning it and accepting who I was. I had a upperclassman who was like a older gay guy, and he was like, just showing me that it's empowering to own who you are. Like, I remember I was walking down the hallway and this one kid called us both the F word. And he turned around and he was like, and I am, so what? And I was like, wait, you can do that?
Oh, I love that.
He was the best.
Yeah, I'm glad that you had
Period.
somebody to like be there and
Me
show
too.
you. Yeah.
And then as the years went on, I fell into like, because I'm the type of, we all are the type of people who communicate with everybody. We don't have just our clique. I feel like we have our mains, but we talk to everybody.
Always.
So,
Because we knew what it was like to not be
Yeah.
a part
True.
of the group. We knew what it was like to be left out. So we didn't want people to feel that.
I feel like oftentimes we were the ones who sat with the kid who was sitting by themselves.
Always. All the time.
That's-
Always.
See, and that's what I like. I like surrounding myself with good people.
Building you up.
Yes.
Dramatic, but good. And then by senior year, I felt kind of popular. There was one day, this is one of my other favorite memories of you. There was one day where we were walking down the hallway, Julia, and there's this one kid was like, hey, Robyn, hey, Aidan. And we were like, oh, hey. And we were just walking and we kept on walking. And we were like, who was that? No clue.
Me with you in 6th grade.
And
it comes full circle.
Wow. I felt like I was popular by association because Jules was like homecoming queen, prom queen, all the queens. And then Robyn was the mascot and the freaking Matt cast person. So everybody knew them and everybody knew me by association because I was everywhere they were.
And you were one of the only openly gay kids.
That's true.
That just really didn't give.
I didn't.
You didn't give
I
it.
straightened my hair. I had a crunchy hair phase. It was straight bangs. I had my skinny jean phase for
Tom's face.
decades.
The
Tom's.
Tom.
Oh, I love
Baby,
me.
every
We all
time.
remember when okay.
He was funding those children in different countries.
Yes, he was. But Aidan's, when he grew up, his backyard was basically the high school, right?
Pretty
His
much.
School,
Oh, yeah.
The high school and his house, same lot. And instead of walking to school because it's in the same lot, it's less than a minute walk away. Wow. His grandpa driving him around because he didn't want to get his toms wet in the grass.
There was dew, morning dew, everybody.
You couldn't wear like another pair and then leave them in the theater room or something.
Okay, but to be fair,
Same lot.
Grandpa also got me breakfast every morning, so.
And we got breakfast every morning too together.
I like double breakfasts.
That's great. That's great.
So now let's talk about moving for the first time. Who wants to go first? You want me to start it?
Yeah.
So I moved in 2015 right after high school. I got this scholarship. Robyn and I auditioned for the acting scholarships at the Texas Thespian Festival, and Julia wanted to, and she would. I remember getting so flustered with Julia during this time because she wanted to audition for these schools too.
And I didn't get it.
She didn't audition.
They beat me for it, basically.
Is that what happened?
Yes.
I don't even remember.
Only one boy and one girl could audition, and that's it.
Why
and
would
then
they
you
do
guys.
that?
I thought it was because I was
because
just...
I'm gonna shut up.
No, say
I'm
it.
gonna be real mean. It's because I didn't do theater as much as you guys did. I was part of the dance team as well. And I don't think that suffered a lot of things in theater, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because whenever I was in band before too, told me I'm never going to get any good roles because I'm in other things. So I was like, well.
You ain't gonna stop me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what I want.
Well, I got it. But I auditioned. I got into Fairleigh Dickinson in New Jersey. Hated it. Paid a lot of money for good friends, is what I say. Really good friends. And then I ended up moving to Manhattan to the New York Conservatory for Dramatic Arts. It was, for me, I had no friends, no family, nothing up there. And it felt like a completely different country. It truly does. It's so different from Seguin. But I wasn't scared. That's one thing I realized, and people always ask me, I genuinely wasn't scared at all when I moved. I was ready. And I knew that this needed to happen for me to become who I am and who I'm supposed to be. That was my move.
I moved. We had graduated in 2015. I auditioned for AMDA, which is another acting performing arts school. I got in, but my parents sat me down and they went over the finances with me, and my parents made too much money, so the government was not going to pay for my school. And so once I saw how much I was going to have to pay per semester, I was like, oh, like, no, like, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I'm not going to put myself through something that's going to cause me so much debt later in life. So I took what is it called? Like a 1-year break. Like, I was just upset because I couldn't go where I wanted to go, and that's all I ever wanted to do was just be famous. That's all I ever told myself. Be famous, be famous, be famous. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to do it. So I took a year off, and then I moved to Austin, so we graduated in May and moved to Austin in August. I took that year off, and
Who'd you move with?
I moved in with Rhonda.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that.
And so I told myself, if I can't go to New York or LA, I'm going to go to ATX. It's like the little LA, they say. I'm going to go to a bigger city because we had just been here our whole lives and there was nothing here. And once I moved to Austin, I loved it. I think the reason why we're not scared to move it is because we make friends with anybody and everybody. We can create a community around us. And that's exactly what I did. I found work. I found friends. My cousin Patrick came up with me, which was like a lifesaver. So we were basically like Bonnie and Clyde, just ripping and running the town together. And I don't know, I love moving. I tell my husband all the time, I'm like, let's go. Let's just pack up our stuff and go, because I think we need to experience things, put ourselves in different situations so we know how to handle other situations. You know, I'm really big on stepping outside of your comfort zone. And I think when you push yourself to new places like that, you can see what you can bring to the table or what you can do.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure.
That's fair.
For sure.
Go.
Don't look at me.
She's balding. She's torturing people with hair.
This is sensitive subject.
Get the phlegm out my throat.
Now you're flicking them off?
Anyways.
Every day.
I moved, same thing, after we graduated in 2015. Same thing. Always wanted to be famous. Always wanted to be an actress.
I don't know what it is about us.
The only thing... I don't know what it is.
So many people in Seguin are in the arts. We do want to be famous. We do want that life. It's crazy.
I don't want fame now as much as I just want to be happy. That's what getting older gets you.
Girl.
But anyway, same thing. I really wanted to go to an acting school. There was only one creditable acting college here in Texas that my parents were like okay with me moving to.
But they didn't want you to move?
Oh no, I had to write a pros and cons list of pros and cons.
I believe it.
And I ended up going to KD Conservatory up in Dallas. I was there for about 2 years. Got severe depression. Moved back home. Then I went on a life-changing trip with my best friend Aidan to New York, and that's when I was like, okay.
Which one was that? Was that the when I moved back home?
Yeah. So that was right as I was about to move back home.
I was moving out of Fairleigh Dickinson. I decided that I'm not doing that anymore, and I looked up a university, a conservatory, got in, and I was like, hey Robyn, tickets only $50. Can you come and drive back to Texas with me?
And I was like, yeah, I'm down. Yeah.
Little did I know she was going to fall asleep while driving on the way home, and I had to drive the rest of the way.
Nobody's perfect, and let's tell the full story, because we didn't get to sleep.
I got to sleep. Listen, I got to sleep.
We're getting off subject.
No. It's definitely on subject. She couldn't handle the cold because I like it cold in the car.
Aidan likes it freezing.
All the time.
The music blasted so he wouldn't fall asleep. How am I supposed to sleep in that?
She's crazy, people.
Anyway,
So she was driving and I had my mask on, sleeping, and all I felt was brrr. I threw off my mask. It was
Same
crazy.
thing. All I felt was I was like, oh, my bad.
I've done it before. I ain't gonna lie.
Dude, whenever you start driving for so long and you just keep going straight, the roads just...
The gist of the story is if you know you're tired, pull over.
That's true. This is a good PSA.
Your life is more worth it than causing death on somebody else.
Yeah, I just go
worth it. No,
They say it's worse than drunk driving.
Yeah,
I think it is. So I ended up moving up to New York and living with Aidan and an ex-boyfriend of mine. Terrible idea. We don't have to get into it. Ended up moving back home. Got my shit together for a little bit. Went back to New York. Was there for about 5 years. Came back to Seguin because of the recession. And now I'm moving back. And I can't wait.
She's moving back in next month. Well, who knows when I post this, but in February of 2025.
Yes, and I'm very excited. I feel like for me, moving is same thing. I feel like we make friends everywhere we go. And I really miss my friends in New York. I really miss them. And I feel like every time I move back, I'm always kind of hard on myself because I'm like, dang, now I'm back at home. I'm back in Seguin. But I always try to use this time as like a learning lesson, a decompress. I'm obviously supposed to be here for some reason, so I might as well learn everything I can and be with my family and my friends while I can, because we're not always going to have this, especially now that we're older and people are getting married and they're going to have kids.
It's crazy. No, I try to tell her, like, just look at the positive of it all, because like they're getting time with your family that you could have never gotten. For me, it's like when COVID happened and we had to come home, I got months and months with Mom Peggy that I would have never gotten in a normal period of time.
You're building your friendship.
That's true.
That's true.
Y'all have Sunday fun day all the time without me.
Every week.
It's okay. I live in New York. It's fine. Do you want to talk about college a little bit? We could touch on it.
I didn't really go to college. I went to a community college.
That's college, babe.
It is a college, but like
I highly suggest people to go to community college first because it just makes sense.
My God.
Financially.
I went for 2 years and maybe I spent I'm only $5,000 in debt.
So
That's
worth
crazy.
it.
2 years.
That's crazy.
I loved it. I actually like that they go with your pace. Like it's literally for everybody. So I love that. I obviously dropped out, which I'll tell you why later.
But now's the time to tell them.
Yeah. I dropped out because I won a modeling competition, which changed my entire life.
And we will get into that later. See? College, for me, it was a lot of fun. I made a lot of really, really good friends. I got to experience so much of the acting world and understand way more, because like we've been doing acting for forever, but what we know is stage. And what we know, I've been doing this since I was 6, so it was church, community theater, middle school, high school, it was just a lot. But I was over it and I was tired of it and I wanted something new. So I went to do film and TV, and that really helped me open my understanding to the realities of what it's like being on a TV and film set, which I'm forever grateful for. I'm not in that much debt either because Grandpa was diagnosed as fully disabled. My grandparents adopted me, and so that meant all my student loans were wiped away.
One thing he did was milk that system.
I did.
If you can do it, you better do it.
Because if you don't milk it, it will milk you,
Baby.
But fast, but if you're watching this, they did. It was all legal, okay?
So I went to the same thing. I went to an acting school, conservatory. Same thing. We're doing stage all my life. I wanted to finally dip my toe into film. I was like, we've never done it. You did that short film before?
Oh yes, I forgot about that. You remember that short film I did in Austin?
You did the makeup
yeah.
for it. Yeah. We had made a movie once for convention. Do you remember that?
Oh yes.
It was a stage production that we filmed. So that was like as far as our film knowledge went. So that was really fun, actually. And I loved that conservatory, man. Did I get a lot out of it? Yes and no, but that's my own fault. But it was a great time. I had so much fun classes. I had like a movement class.
Robyn was the talk of the town. She was the most popular person in that school. She really was.
Well, there was only like, 20 of us? So it wasn't that hard. And y'all know I like to make people laugh. And I can captivate an audience. So just naturally, 8 out of the palm of my hand. It was a good time. Good time.
Chasing your dreams, modeling and acting. This is the segment where we get to hear all about our realities. Go, Jules, tell them the news. This was one of my favorite times.
In 2017, so I moved to Austin. Obviously couldn't go to college I went to, so I was like, I'm still going to try to chase that bag. I want to be famous. I don't know what for. Actually, 2016, I'm going on Instagram. I'm looking, the new thing is plus size modeling. That's everywhere at the time. And I was like, I'm a baddie. I can hop onto this. So I build my Instagram up because, that's social media is the way these agents are going to find you. It's just a new way of doing things.
I mean, that's why we're here.
I build my profile up. I'm in Austin. Obviously, Texas isn't really known for like LA, New York, TV, modeling, acting, singing, all that stuff. Anyways, I had heard of Tori doing this model search. I saw it the first year. I didn't audition because, I don't know. I was like, whatever, I'm not going to do that. And then when 2017, my mom was like, okay, you have to go this year. You have to go. And I was like, I don't know. I have to work. And I talked to my boss, and my boss gave it to me off. So me, my sister, and my mom went up to Houston to go audition at the Galleria Mall. I walked in. There was a bunch of beautiful, big, beautiful women. And so I was like, oh, this is scary. They wanted us to do a model walk because the competition was going to lead us to Fashion Week, which from there they would pick who they was going to win the competition. I did a walk to some poppy song that you would probably never ever walk to, but obviously I killed it. And then they called me back. They called me a couple hours later, okay, we wanted you back. We want to do an interview. Go drive back to Houston with my sister. I get a ticket on the way there. I should have known that was something that was going to happen by getting just that ticket. So I go back to Houston, I audition, and then they send me to New York for Fashion Week. I go with 10 other girls.
So you made it to the top 10.
Yes, I made it to the top 10.
Out of how many people?
Out of 500,000 or 50,000. I don't know. It was women.
Thousands and thousands and thousands of women.
There was women that I auditioned with who I thought were going to make it, and they didn't make it. And I was like, oh, this is real. And so we get to New York. We do they train us for a whole 6 days. On the 7th day, we have the show. We do hard training. We get transformations. We get new clothes. We learn everything. We literally learned in 6 days what you should learn in 10 years of modeling experience. So
they dyed her hair though, and I didn't really like it.
They didn't dye my hair. Actually, they dyed my hair when I was with Torrid.
Oh.
So I'm doing this. We walked down the aisle. I was actually the winner of last year. Opened the show, and then I came right behind her. Should have known again that I was going to win whenever they put me as that.
Yeah.
So I walk in, boom. Aidan was there.
I was there. I voted for her. We all voted for her.
Voted for you.
Yes, it was crazy. And then when Fashion Week came, I was like, I'm going to go view Julia and see how this works and see all this reality of her.
It was cool. I mean, it was all that prep for a 10-minute show. It was crazy. I saw how fast it was, how chaotic it was. There was this woman there. Her name is Hunter McGrady. I love you if you hear this. She was there, and I was kind of fangirling. I wasn't fangirling because I'm going to keep it cool at the end of the day, but I was fangirling. And I was waiting because her stylist and my stylist were doing both of our hairs at the same time. And I was waiting. She's like, hi. She was talking to me. And she was like, are you here for the competition? I was like, yeah, I'm in it. And then she looks around and she's like, you got this. And I was like, ah! In my head, I was screaming all the time. And I was like, oh, thank you. So anyways, let me tell you one thing. Can I say God?
Yeah.
One thing about God, baby, is that He's gonna show you what's coming next sometimes. And so I should have known these things were gonna happen. Anyways, we do the show. Everything goes good. And then after that, you make it to the top 4. From there, it's online votes. You just have to get everybody to vote for you. And then that's how they decide the winner. And then I get a call at work one day, literally waiting tables. I walk to the cooler room and I take a phone call and they're like, hey, we're going to film some more. Because they were making it like a TV series at the time. So a bunch of filming and stuff like that going with it. So like, we're going to come to Austin. We want you to invite all your family to dinner. It's on us at this fancy, expensive restaurant. And then we're going to have you act like you're trying on clothes. We're just going to send you to the store by yourself while it's closed. I'm like, bet, whatever. So we're sitting at the Italian restaurant, glass of wine in my hand. They're like, okay, Julia, we're going to film right now. So they pull me from the table. I'm walking to the store because it's at the Domain, which is like this fancy mall. It's maybe like 5 doors down. I go to the store. Meanwhile, while I'm at the store filming stuff, the winner of last year comes up to the table and tells my family that I won. And my family just like screaming. It was like my friends, some of my family including my closest friends. Like, it was crazy. They were all screaming. The whole restaurant was like freaking out, looking at them. And so I'm filming. They have me try on like 3 outfits. They're already pre-made by the dressing room. So I go on to try the last outfit, and then when I come out, they bust all this confetti. Well, actually, they drop this sign of me, and it says a winner of the 2018 model search. And I was like, I almost cussed, because like, that's usually your first instinct when something catches you off guard. Yeah, and I don't know, I just started crying, and after that moment, like, my life just completely changed. Like, it opened so many doors. I am forever, ever grateful for that opportunity. And it really changed my life. Not only did it change my life, it changed the people I hung out with. It changed their lives too. It changed my parents' life, my sister's life. Like, it was just an amazing experience.
Truly was. Do you want to talk about like why you're not anymore?
Yeah, I can. Once I was in the industry, maybe like 3 years I was doing it. I didn't last as long as most people did, but once I was, became famous, it was like there was no more privacy. Everyone was watching everything you did, and I didn't like that. I'm very much like, at the end of the day, I don't care how people perceive me. I don't care how people look at me, because, girl, I'm living for me. At the end of the day, I'm doing what makes me happy. And so just people just being all up in my space all the time, watching the way you look, what you eat, what you do, what you wear, like, that was mad annoying. And I was like, sometimes I just want to get crazy, sometimes I just want to chill. And they always wanted me to look a certain way, and I don't know, I just left it. I feel like it was fun while it lasted. Of course, I would love to go back to modeling, and I can if I wanted to, let's be honest.
You always could.
Yeah.
But I love my simple life, being a wife, having like just
a wife,
like having a whole house, not being noticed in the grocery store. Like, it's just...
Oh, she's noticed in the grocery store.
Right.
I am. Not be noticed in the grocery store.
But just like... not everybody like being up in your business. Like, it's just so nice having that privacy.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
This was for the people who always ask you.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna get back to it, girl. Let me just pop out a couple babies and I got you.
You can always go back to modeling.
Period.
Face card never decline.
Never ever. Especially 2025. Baby, we're coming in hot like a fajita.
Y'all just wait. Y'all can just wait.
So,
Robs?
So for me, it's been like this. But that's because I feel like for me, what had happened was I'd always knew I wanted to be an actress. That's all I've ever wanted to do. It's the only thing I've ever been really like good at. I already know. Tell me what you want to say. I already know I'm good at it. So whatever. But whenever I had graduated college, I went through like a really bad depression. And when I graduated, we had to do this big showcase in front of all these agents. And I remember everybody telling me, oh, Robyn, you got it in the bag. You got it. Like, your scene is the most memorable scene. Every time I watch you, I'm captivated. Like, you're fine. You've got it. Showcase comes. I do great. And they told us that you needed to write notes to the agents in order for them to reach out to you. Right? But I was so... I don't know, y'all. so depressed, so overworked, because at this point I was broke as hell.
She was working so many hours at Equinox and
Cleaning houses.
It was crazy.
We were so poor. I was so poor, and I was going to school every morning from 8 to 4. Then I'd go to work from 4 to 11. I'm depressed, so I'd work out every day from 11 to like 2 in the morning.
Tell them what you ate every day.
Like nothing.
Bean chalupas.
And I worked with a bunch of Salvadorian women. They would cook for me. I was a vegetarian at the time, so they would always make me like a vegetarian option. I ate a lot of pickles because pickles are cheap.
And delicious.
And it was so much for me. I never wrote those letters. Long story short, I never wrote the letters. And I feel like that was a big turning point for me. That was life-changing for me. Because it never went anywhere. And I felt like, well, like I did all of this and for what? And so I moved back home, got my shit together, got into a terrible relationship, moved to New York. I had planned to do all these big things, was in one of the worst, actually the worst relationship I've ever been in, ever. And he would like belittle my dreams all the time. He would tell me like, well, you want to be an actress and we moved here for you, but what about me and my dreams? What about what I want to do? And I'd be like, well, who told you you can't? Like, you're not helping yourself, so I can only do so much. And then I felt guilty for trying to do the things that I wanted to do and spend money on like headshots and stuff. Don't ever let a man come between you and your happiness, your family, your friends, your well-being, if you have to think to yourself, why am I always having to lie to this man so he's not mad at me? Leave him.
He got mad because I would tell her I loved her.
Yeah, he
was worried that I was gonna.
Yeah, he didn't like Aidan because in his eyes, Aidan was still a man, so it didn't matter. And
you never know.
Whatever. So. It's real.
And the manipulation.
The
way that they can make you feel sorry for them. No, baby. You have to live life for you and do what makes you happy and sane.
Amen.
Okay?
Amen.
Think about that.
Amen. So then when I moved to New York for the last time, or the last time I moved up there, because I haven't moved again, I finally ended things with him, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm done with all that. I'm going to get on the casting networks. That's when I went and signed up for the background work and all of that. But I always just felt like I was 1 foot, like I would take a step forward and get knocked 5 steps back. Then COVID happened, lost my job. We all lost our jobs. I had no money. We tried to get money by selling life insurance randomly.
Oh my God, yes.
That was the worst idea ever. We had no money. I was just so broke. And then I kind of prioritized living. I'm not going to lie, I did. I was like, you know what? I'm so broke. I'm so like sad all the time. I'm going to do stuff that makes me happy. And acting then didn't bring me joy. It just brought me stress and it made me think about all the fuck ups that I did. Mm-hmm. So I was living life. And so then I feel like that's what this reset was for. I feel like I came back and I really had to like sit with myself and be like, okay, Rob, like you can't be a waitress for forever. Because
who wants to do that?
No.
If you do, more power to you.
We were all there once.
Yeah, really, though, more power to you. It takes a special kind of person to be able to deal with that every single day. Because it's easy money, quick, fast, easy money. Like stripping, I guess, in a way, but it's so, like, demeaning sometimes. Yeah. The way people speak to you, and I just don't want to do
stressful. I feel like waiting tables is one of the most stressful things. We've all been here. We all started together at IHOP, but the most stressful thing, you're welcome. The most stressful thing is waiting tables and the service industry in general, because the managers, the cooks, the customers, your employees, the children,
everybody's pissed.
And everybody. It definitely changed after COVID.
Yeah.
For sure.
I wouldn't know. I haven't been back.
So I took this time to really reset, and now I'm getting my priorities together. And again, I don't know if acting's still my main thing. I just know I want to do something creative. Yeah. Something. I can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
So it's got to be something. And you phrased it once before that you would rather be doing background work than waiting tables. And honestly, yeah. Yeah, I agree. I would rather be doing that any day than this BS.
Heck
that I'm
yeah,
dealing
I would
with
take
now.
that.
Yeah, background work has been such a blessing to me. You get to network, you get to meet so many good friends. Like my friend June, who cast me in the web series and the plays, and it's just like you never know who you're gonna meet on set or who's gonna be your next BFF. You know, like there's so many great things that come from doing background work, and it's good money.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm great. I feel like I have met a lot of really interesting people, especially like waiting tables or like bartending in New York. The people I have.
She met Bill Clinton.
I have a photo with him. I met the executive producer of DreamWorks. I had her laughing her ass off, y'all.
Oh my
I had this lady, she was eating out of the palm of my hand, and it wasn't until she left that she dropped that she was the executive producer. And we were like,
So why aren't you in a DreamWorks movie?
That's
give
what
it time.
I
That's your thing. Give it time. Everything happens for a reason.
What you just said is like whenever, what did you say? You said something about like how you don't know if acting your thing or you just want to be creative.
Yeah.
I could so see you writing a script, writing a movie.
She's been
creating,
writing.
you
been
know,
writing a
the
movie,
thing
yeah.
for a photo shoot. It just little things like that. Like,
Yeah.
don't underestimate what people do behind the cameras or behind the scenes
Yeah.
because that is just as good. That is just as great. Like
Just as important. And
Mhm.
it is.
it is.
So, what was your now we're getting into our late 20s. How has that been for you?
Oh,
We are pushing 30.
I love it.
me too, but
I'm grateful, yeah. I'd rather be here than where we were 10 years ago.
I'm thriving in my late 20s. To me, I'm thriving.
You are doing really well.
I literally, if you would have told me this would have been my life 10 years ago, I would have laughed in your face. And now that
She would
I
have.
would be like, what? So
She might have cussed you out a little bit.
Yeah, but now like I would take this life over modeling any day. I would take this life over anything. Like
Really?
I have an amazing man, I have an amazing husband, I'm surrounded by family, I have my own house, like
Great
I'm married,
friends.
great friends. I have a cat. Oh my gosh, like
Yes.
I don't know. I'm just like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm thriving.
You are.
I'm happy.
And it's only up and up from here.
Period. I'm at peace. I'm content, and I'm grateful.
Grateful, thankful, blessed.
Yes.
Robs?
Extremely.
I mean, same thing. I'm married. I have a house.
3 kids.
No,
Bitch, I wasn't invited to that wedding.
Me neither.
I'm
Wow.
Well, honestly, for me, even though we are old, I still feel young in a
Oh,
way.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel
Yeah.
like we still have our spirit. Our child at heart is still alive.
Our
Very much
knees.
so. I like this era.
I
right
think
now.
I think you're in a better mental state too.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure. I feel
you're-
like I had to go through everything I went through in order to have the
Understanding.
Yeah.
Appreciation.
all of it.
Be wiser.
Wiser. Yeah, I feel like I'm a lot more wise now. Not that I was ever dumb before, but I feel like I think things a lot more thoroughly now.
Thorough, yeah.
I dot my I's and I cross my T's and
You take a beat.
You said something earlier about like you were explaining like the situation of why you were the way you were, and I think that showed your growth right there. Like
Yeah.
realizing why you were in that state, not beating yourself up for it because it's easy when
Yeah.
it's easy to do that when we're stuck in or depressed. You were just like, I understand why I was in that spot, and from there I'm just gonna do better. Like
yeah, dude. I feel like that comes with being patient and like learning stuff from just yourself. You know, you have to really sit there. I meditate. I like to meditate. I have to. I have so much going on. Then when I stretch, I meditate, and I really have to like talk myself down because I have bad anxiety. So like I have to learn how. That's what my 20s is for: is learning how to deal with that, learning how to move past it, and how to like use that in order to help me in life.
Yeah.
Because all of our like ailments, like your ADHD and stuff, it could be a superpower if we use it and harness it right. You know, in a way.
Definitely a superpower. I'd be doing 17 things at once. That's how this was started.
Yeah. So honestly, 20s, I'm not mad at it. It's pretty good.
how do you feel about
I'm
your
only
late
getting
20s? You're older than us.
I am older than them, but we're all the same age. Let's be clear. This has been a roller coaster for me, the late 20s. I've always had to grow up fast because of my childhood, and so I've always been a little more aware of things. Maybe if not how I move, because I am self-aware, but I'm also unaware of how I come off across to some people sometimes. But that's besides the point. When Mom Peggy passed, I was 24, and now I'm 28. It's been 4 years now, but I feel like I've had to learn so much through these years, and I've had to navigate life through a different set of eyes, and the choices I've made have been so not necessarily strategic because they're very spontaneous, but not even thought out really. It's just like I know what I'm doing somehow. I'm trusting my gut more.
Yeah.
I'm trusting my gut more. Yes, Robyn. I feel like our 20s is the time, and I tell my little sister this happening all the time. I feel like our 20s is for messing up. Our 20s is for making mistakes and figuring it out and understanding how we went wrong and where we strayed and how to get back on track. It's not been easy. It's not easy. It's not always fun. 9 times out of 10, I feel like it's not fun. But those moments in there that bring us this contentness, this happiness, this wholeness, I feel like those are worth it, and those are what I'm grateful my late 20s have brought me to be able to see that and understand that. That leads me back to Mom Peggy passing. Right before she passed, like there was this time where I was in my living room or in my bedroom, and she was like, "Aidan, give me a tea." She would always, my whole childhood, yell at me from another room to do something for her. But that last year, I was like, something in me was like, just get her the tea. And be grateful that you get to get her this tea, because you're not going to get her that tea for forever. And that really has helped me understand that to be present and be in the moment and know that even though there's some things in life that are annoying, be grateful you get to do them, because you will not always be able to get to do them.
Yeah. I feel like on our 20s was really like a wake-up call for our mortality as well. Yeah. Especially with everything with Mom Peggy happening. I feel like that changed all of our lives.
Yeah. We're good.
Okay, I felt her.
She's always with us.
Hey, girl!
Moment of silence.
Okay.
2024, what was your last year like? Because I feel like this was a year for all of us. Yeah. This was your first year of marriage.
Ooh, how
first
was that?
Full year.
Ins and outs. Do you have any advice
for new marriage people?
Well, I can't give you enough advice because we're still babies, but definitely compromise. Learning, because it's not all about you. I'm learning that. That's a hard thing. But it's also about your spouse, like learning him too, because you want to make him. Not only does he try to make you happy as your man should. Listen, you're a man. Anyways, you got to make him happy too. Like just learning to compromise. And 2024 was kind of a rough year. It was just emotionally hard. Me and my husband, tried to have a baby this year, and it wasn't.
How many times exactly? That was hilarious.
She's got a tally mark of that.
She pulled out.
I would not put it past you, Julia, to be like, actually.
January 1st, 2024. 9:08 p.m.
On your phone.
I'm dead. But my mom got pregnant at 15. My sister got pregnant. But I didn't think it was going to be hard for me, but I completely underestimated myself, my body. And that was kind of it was very heartbreaking. It was very detrimental. It took a toll on my mental health bad.
It's okay that it did.
It is okay.
It's understandable that it did.
As a woman, you plan your wedding at 5 years old. You think about things like that your whole life. So I felt like we were in the next, we just bought a house. We were like, okay, we have a place to put a baby. Let's have one. And it just didn't happen this year. And that's okay. Everything's in God's timing. Mm-hmm. He calls the shots. be patient, pray about it. And I'm learning that. I'm finally I'm having a good partner, someone who keeps you grounded and just tells you it's gonna be okay, has literally been my saving grace. My husband has literally saved my life, and he doesn't even know it.
Because it is going to be okay.
Yeah, it is going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I know it's going to happen. I am going to get my baby.
God's gotcha.
And he might give me multiple. Oh, no.
She really wants twins.
I do. I just want to get it out the way, get it done with. But, like, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, my God.
Imagine.
8 little babies.
Oh, I got to get a bigger house. Like, I don't know. I'm just going to enjoy my time with my friends more. I'm going to enjoy alone time with my husband. I'm going to focus on making our house feel like a home. Like, I'm just going to keep myself going. Because at the end of the day goes on, the sun comes up, and you just got to keep chugging.
Well, this year's been interesting for me. Because I've been in Seguin the whole time. This is not what I wanted to be.
A full year in Seguin.
A full year in Seguin, and it's been very eye-opening for me.
You did go to New York once or twice.
Yeah, I mean, I traveled, yeah, but I didn't anywhere. I feel like I'm very blessed to have a place like Seguin to come back to.
Yeah.
Because in the grand scheme of things, as far as small town Texas goes, it could be a lot worse. A lot worse. And I know so many people now that don't even have parents that willing to take them in like my parents were. Mm-hmm. So I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful that I have a community here of people where when I needed a job, I could just call someone up and be like, beep, 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 beep. Hey, I need a job, and I'm hired the next day.
Yeah.
That's what I really like about Seguin too is, we do ride for each other.
We do.
One thing that
it's real.
It is real. It is. I feel like I learned so much while being here. I'm learning to set more boundaries, like with myself, with my friends, with my family. I lost a lot, gained more. The way I said gained was, sorry, I'm sick. And I feel like 2024 was a good pause and a reflection year, and a year for me to really get rid of what wasn't working for me and to learn and make space for new things and new friends and new people, new experiences. So I'm excited and I'm ready. I feel
understand life more.
Yeah. And put things into perspective a lot more.
Yeah.
What was 2024 for you?
Thank you for asking. 2024 was crazy. I feel like 2023 was rough because of the writer's strike and actor's strike. Mm-hmm. I was working at Rockefeller Center doing in-house catering, and with the writer's strike, I lost that job immediately. And then with actor's strike, I lost background work, which is like 2 main sources of income gone immediately. And so that whole year was so rough for me. Every month I was late on rent. Every month. I paid it off before the next month, but always late. And when 2024 came around, I had gotten a job at the Field of Lights, and the first week was the week of Christmas, because as you know, that I stayed home last year because Grandpa was sick the end of 2023, and I came home so many times, that like 6 or 7 times that last 5 or 6 months.
That was crazy. I forgot about that.
You were all the time. Often. But I was very, very financially not well. And when that last week of Christmas came, they had a $300 bonus on New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day. And then each day in between, it was $200 pay because there was a $100 bonus on it. So I went into 2024 being able to pay everything and breathe, which I hadn't been able to do for a whole year, almost a whole year. And that was a miracle, a blessing, or whatever you want to call it for me. And so all of 2024, pretty much, I had at least $1,000 in my savings account all the time, which was that's a lot for me. I've never, ever had $1,000 at all times in my savings account. That was really cool. I'm very grateful for that. That's not how it is now. But
2025 is going to be $1 million. $1 million in the bank.
It's already 2025.
Towards the end, we'll give
But that what really what really shook me and has made me feel like 2024 was worth it was these last like 3 months of 2024. October, the Halloween day, I lost my job, one of my catering jobs, and I allowed myself to be sad for a little bit. I'd been there for almost 3 years, because December would be 3 years. So I let myself be sad for a day. I collected myself and told myself, why? I hated the job at that point. I was miserable. It was repetitive, and it just wasn't it for me. That's not what I want to do. So I revamped my actor reel, revamped my website, and then I posted on this Facebook group, Talent Managers for Actors, and I got 3 agents from it, which was really cool. 2 in California, 1 in Austin, and then I was trying to figure out how to keep paying bills and getting my money right, and I got an opportunity to do ushering on some Broadway shows. I don't even know if I told you that.
I think you did.
But, well, who knows? But I had the opportunity to do ushering for some Broadway shows, and orientation was at 11 o'clock on a Saturday. And I know you both know how Saturday transit is in New York City. Not good. Weekend transit in New York, the worst. But
nothing runs.
I got there at 11:07 and they turned me away, and so the next orientation is until spring. And with that, I was like, great job, Aidan. I let myself be sad for a day, and then I created my podcast, and I
think when one door closes, 50 million open.
That was my motto throughout this whole time, Julia. The whole time since October 31st, it was when one door closes, 16 more doors open.
You have to think about things that seem dramatic and detrimental and, oh my gosh, this can ruin my life. Maybe it's happening because something greater is coming.
Amen. You have to make space in order to let these great opportunities in. And boy, have they.
You hear famous people say all the time, if I would have never gotten that no, I would have never been where I'm at. That's true.
Yep.
I feel like we don't have to hit rock bottom, but that's usually not the case. But something crazy always happens that then projects you to where you're meant to be.
Yeah.
The way we speak, side note, the way we speak and the way we stutter with our words a lot, it really shows our Texas education. Half these words we do not pronounce correct, but we understand each other.
That's that good Texas education.
We're number 24 or 5 on the list. But yeah, no. 2024 was rough, but eye-opening, and it really helped me step into myself more and really embrace what I want and what I want from the world, and just take control over it. Like, I even got to go to the TikTok party, which was really cool. Like, that was crazy for me. That's crazy. Okay, reflections on your life thus far. And are you proud of yourselves?
Yeah.
I'm proud of myself.
Yeah. I feel like we did the best with what we got.
No, truly, Mariah.
We always have us stuck together. We've always had like a good head on our shoulders. No matter what, we've never been like any crazy crash outs. I feel like
I'm proud of us, and I'm very grateful that we have each other.
Friendships do not last as long.
No,
there's some people who I thought I was like really close with, and now we're just like on different paths in life, and that's okay. That's a part of with getting older.
But I feel like that's like not even an excuse, because I feel like we're on different paths. But I feel like we still make time to prioritize each other and love each other. And we know, even if we're not talking to each other, we know that we love each other unconditionally and we'll always be there for each other. So I think it's a quality of friendship as well. Yeah. And I'm grateful for this.
Yeah. It's always like we can go weeks, months without talking to each other. And anytime we meet up, it's like where we left off. Yeah. You want to value those friendships.
Definitely.
Very much so.
I think my reflection on my life thus far is, even though it's been peaks and valleys, I've always continued to push forward and just take another step. Same.
I've always been grateful. You always have to take the time to count your blessings.
Yep.
always, because I read something the other day and it really sat with me. And it was like, no matter where you're at in your life, you're always living an answered prayer. And it's true. Like we are truly. So I'm very grateful. I've had some great experiences, done some things I never thought that I would be able to do. And I feel like we're on a good path, guys. We're still young, even though it feels like we're old. I feel like we're still young, and there's still so much time for us in order to, like, if this is where we're at now, imagine where we'll be.
Yeah.
Yes, that's crazy.
10 years.
People always say, oh, what would you go back and change about this? Blah, blah, blah. In reality, I would never change anything that happened to me.
Maybe save a little bit more money.
I just feel like everything I went through led me to the person that I am today.
Yeah.
Every experience,
100%.
every meeting with person, every heartache, like everything prepared me for today.
Every crack mom.
Yeah, every crack mom encounter.
Love you, mom. Yeah, you're in a great place now.
She got us free food today.
All of us did.
Love my mom.
Okay, so here's some questions that Robyn wrote down, and there's one that I thought of, and then we have a list of our final 6 questions, so we're almost done. Robyn said, how would you describe your relationship with each other now versus when we were younger?
I feel like we were always tight then, but we have gone through so much together, and we have lived through so many and lived in so many other states together that now I feel like we have such a common understanding of each other and where each other comes from. Where at the beginning we were good friends, but I don't think we always saw the reason behind why we always did things.
Yeah.
And now we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that we have deepened our relationship. I think that we have deepened our relationship with each other and really got to understand, like you said, who we are to the core versus being just like, oh, we're friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Living all these different living all these different realities together, like you said too, in different states and everything really changes like so much about life. Go.
I would describe our relationship now as probably better than it's ever been. In my opinion, I feel like it's better.
Again.
Okay. I would describe our relationship as way better now than it's ever been, in my opinion.
Definitely.
I think when we were younger, we were just all focused on the next step. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't prioritize our friendship like I do more now.
Yeah.
I regret that.
Yeah.
But like still I think it's just stronger than it's ever been.
Yeah.
Like, we're closer now, we talk more, we have group chats. When you made it to the group chat of your friends, oh y'all know y'all bitches. Like y'all know y'all click.
I just feel like everything happened for a reason, and our realities in high school were what they were supposed to be for us to be here now.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So I have no regrets on any of that.
Oh, neither.
You just said you did. Which brings us to Robyn's second question. Is there any more to that, or is it just any regrets?
Oh, it was just any regrets. I was just at the bar tapping away, like, just in life. Any regrets in life, in general.
In general, in life, I would say not saving more money during COVID.
Yes, that is a big regret of mine, is not taking advantage of the government just giving us free money. It felt like we were rich kids that whose parents could afford to give us stuff, and we didn't have to work for a living. I felt like, oh my God, a whole new world.
Don't you dare close your eyes.
Should have saved it. We should have, because it wouldn't have been so hard. We maybe could have made a little money selling life insurance.
But we didn't.
My biggest regret was letting loose. I regret not letting loose. I was so...
I think you did, Julia.
But I was so scared to do everything. I was like a little prune. Yeah, I did stuff, but like, girl, you wasn't catching me doing nothing crazy.
But I think that's all of us, though.
Mom, come get
You
me.
were catching me doing some crazy stuff. I did some crazy stuff.
Did you? Did I do crazy? I guess I did do some crazy stuff.
Like, I was so scared I wouldn't even kiss a boy. Like that.
Oh.
I was a prune.
No boys wanted to kiss me. I would have kissed him.
My senior year I went crazy, but that's just, I should have.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Is there any... Y'all are dweebs. Okay, is there any moments that y'all would want to relive with each other?
Yes, the other day when we were... Honestly, any time that we're all together and you have like a little party here at the house, like New Year's, great time. If I could relive it for 5 minutes, I would. It was a good time.
Mine would be my wedding.
Oh yes!
That was a vibe. Just like dancing more like.
I'll show you pictures.
Yes.
That was a great day. Great time.
I would want to relive an OG us high school hangout just to see.
I would want a thespian convention trip.
Yes.
Like one day with freedom.
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's rip it on the town.
Julia, I remember one of my favorite memories with you now.
What?
It was when you were auditioning with your song, the Shadowland.
I love that song.
No, it was either that one or it was When You're Good to Mama.
That was
Mama's good to you.
I remember that.
That was so much fun. I remember sitting in the hallway doing that with you.
Same. I remember us sitting before you went on. We were we were practicing.
Were you with us too?
Yes.
Well, then
Julia was my roommate.
I be forgetting a lot of things, so that's my fault. But I think, well, then that's my memory that I would want to relive. I love that. Yes.
That was a fun time. I loved those.
Okay. 3 words to describe each other that no one else would use. That no one else would use.
Oh my god.
That was Robyn. Don't look at me.
Pull out a dictionary, Robyn.
Okay, other people could use them, but not so on the nose.
I would say...
For Julia?
Yeah.
We could collaborate.
I would say deep.
Yes. Like are sensitive. Not sensitive, but you... What's a mix between the two? A deep and sensitive.
She can do both. The realities can exist together.
Yeah, but you want to use both of those words?
Why not?
Okay.
Well, I mean, we could add more words, Robyn.
Those are okay words.
I would say extremely loving.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Loyal.
And you're very detail-oriented.
Mm-hmm.
Very detail-oriented.
Baby, one thing about me is I'm gonna have that itinerary.
Yeah. And I feel like you also really like to make sure that people are loved.
Yeah, you're like caring. What
and
is that?
Nurturing.
Making my own words for myself.
But yeah,
this education you're helping us get there, babe.
Okay, yeah. She's crazy. Crazy.
Crazy. And reliable. Very reliable.
Okay.
Consistent.
That's way. You said we couldn't do 6.
What's that when my husband married me?
All right, you want to do raps?
Yes. First word, wise.
Wise. Yes. Loyal too.
I'm gonna use 3 words: cool, calm, collective.
Oh my god.
And I sincerely mean that. Like, let me just tell you guys, Robyn is just one of those people, that, like, she just doesn't give a fudge. Like, she doesn't care. And I love that, because people will be like, oh, I don't know how they feel. She don't care. Like, she don't care.
It's true, never did.
Passionate.
Never had.
Passionate. Creative.
Hilarious.
Oh, but that was a given.
Oh, I don't know how you don't have a man, but...
Me neither. When we move.
Yeah.
Wait, that's the thing. We all have to find our man out of Seguin. You found your man in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
We have to find our man somewhere in the world.
We're just on a journey.
Journey.
You know
On a
what?
journey. Yes.
Yeah. Creative, passionate, loyal,
Hilarious.
Yeah. Okay, now y'all do me.
Aidan, I would say very creative and very driven. Mm-hmm. You're like one of the most driven people I know.
Passionate.
Yes.
AF.
And
loud.
Yeah.
It's not even.
You're loud too.
No.
We're all loud.
It's the personality.
Yeah.
It's the clothing. It's
Everything
the way you talk.
Yeah.
It's loud literally is in and out of you.
Confident.
Yeah. Confident. Yes, baby. Capital C on that. Okay.
I guess I am a little confident.
The best tea.
Paid a lot of money for him.
I feel like as feminine as you are, you still do have a good balance of masculine traits. Like, you're very level-headed sometimes, but like when driving situations, you're really good at that. Or like any defensive where you need to kick in and your like defenses kick in.
Yeah. Oh, I would say fierce. Very fierce. And bold. Bold's another one too. You're bold.
Oh, those are good ones. That made my heart happy. Oh. What's one childhood dream you have kept alive or still secretly want to chase?
Being famous.
Yeah.
I feel like at the end of the day, we will have a show or something. Yeah. I don't know. I can sense it.
We have one right now.
I know it. I feel like,
ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. And if it's going to happen to anybody in Seguin, it would be us three.
You're not
sorry,
wrong.
everybody else, but it's just wait, would
you know what? You had a chance.
It would be us three,
and you didn't show out.
You did show out, and you still have an opportunity to show out.
Some don't even deserve it.
Okay, I believe we all can do this. I am just grateful that I get to do it with these guys. She's crazy, see? Okay, what is the most you moment you've ever had? Something that just screams your personality.
Probably whenever I was the mascot in high school. That is very me. Very random. Very out the box. I'm sorry, that was... And when I said I wanted to do it, nobody ever was like, oh, no, I can't see it. Everybody was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
You go.
I would say for me, my most you moment is when I was in New York City on a catering job, and there was these people doing a model shoot. The model didn't show up, and I was just being nosy and just like asking questions. It's like, what is that for? What is this? Blah blah blah. And then next thing you know, he was like, hey, do you want to model? And I was like, yes. So I went, I took off my shirt, I got on this ladder, got in this dress, which is a dress that represents the 50 countries where it's illegal to be gay, and it's called a living dress because once the countries flip, they change it to a rainbow dress. And I just did that. No questions. I didn't ask permission. I did it. I genuinely feel like that is a very me moment. Yeah. Don't act like you don't got one.
I don't. What are you
signing up for the modeling?
That is exactly what I was going to say.
But it doesn't scream my personality.
Winning it does.
Okay,
yeah, it does.
Yeah. I don't
winning
know.
It.
I think
all the hard work.
I think winning prom queen, homecoming queen was more of like, I thought I was ugly. Once I won that, I knew I was a bad bitch. Like, I knew what I could bring to the table and the potential I could show.
And because everybody liked you, because you were friends with everybody, you were so open and you were so...
But it was just, I literally broke a bunch of barriers. Yeah. Like, it wasn't the stereotypic cheerleader. It wasn't.
Girl,
it was the fit, tall, curly-headed girl. Loud.
Yes.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
Whereas years before, you're right. It's always been the skinny, really, like, tiny...
Yeah, it really had always been. Yeah, no, that does scream
like, boom, we're gonna change things up.
Definitely. To be fair, we were on prom court as well. Okay, that was a big.
I'm gonna just let them have it.
She won clearly, but I do think like in general, I think that was a very progressive year, and I think that was very cool. And 2015, the year where gay marriage was legalized, that our diverse self was on prom court.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. That
with us, what can we say?
We're cool.
No enemies.
Okay. If you could relive one magical moment in your life, what would it be? Just one, your choice.
Winning the competition again. That moment of the thing dropping.
Good one.
That was a good one.
Good one.
I would have reacted differently though.
Yeah.
I would have been more dramatic. Like for real.
You?
Well, I had a really good friend back in New York. This was like 2023 or 2022, whose husband worked at the Brooklyn Mirage. It's a really big music venue in Brooklyn. And Kate Tronada came, and one day I was working, and she was like, Angelo has all these extra tickets to Kate Tronada if you want to come. And got me and my best friends in the VIP. We didn't have to wait no lines. free alcohol, free food, everything for free. That was one of the best nights of my life ever. We stayed out till like 4 a.m. I think they had an encore. Yeah, I love Patreon so much, and to be able to go to for free, and we were like there, y'all. We were above everybody else. We could see everything.
We were above everybody else.
It was amazing.
I wasn't
the
there.
Best time, and I still listen to the album.
I don't know who Kate Renata is either.
He's
That's okay. I thought it was a woman.
He's a DJ.
Oh, yeah, I would have turned up, baby.
I was turned. I'm like, sometimes
she looked like she was on ecstasy.
When I hear a good song, it takes me back, and I get the chills. I'm like, I just remember that time. It was the best time. I remember looking around and being like, I'm so happy.
Definitely have moments like that.
It was great.
I guess I would relive either one of the commercial sets that I've been on, the Izzy or the Garnier. I feel like those were that was the first time I ever felt truly in my flow. Yeah. Which I'm sure you felt like that when you did modeling and stuff. Or like when you're on stage.
How everything's catered to you.
It's just like that. Everything's catered to you. You feel so important. You feel so loved. And like you're just there, shining, gleaming.
They see you.
They see you for your talent and your worth. And that is something I would love to relive. And I'm going to relive it multiple times. So I don't really got to worry about it. Yeah. Okay, what's a small moment or memory in your life that had a big impact on who you are today?
In 6th grade, I got bullied really, really bad. I got spit on, just bullied bad for my weight. And it was like it was such a life-changing moment, because in that moment I knew, like, my mom also told me, like, if you did not love yourself or treat you with love yourself, build yourself up, treat yourself with respect, don't expect other people to. So I had to really, like, I don't know, I just feel like that moment was like, okay, like, I don't know, like, it was just a moment that I wouldn't wish on anybody. But like I said earlier, I'm happy I went through that, because I literally became a model. And people bullied me for being fat and spit on me. Like, it was just a full circle moment.
I didn't know people spit on you. That's crazy.
That was crazy.
Spit on you. I know their names, but you know what?
Tell us, and I'll just bleep it out. I'll mute you when you say their names.
You remember?
Oh.
He was fat phobic, because he called me fat too in 6th grade.
But like, at the end of the day, he had...
Because he called me fat on the bus too in 6th grade too, and look at you now, a loser.
Oh! Don't keep this.
Yeah, I got bullied in 6th. I got bullied from 3rd grade till 12th grade. So like, I understand.
I just feel like that moment, like, was like full circle moment.
Yeah,
like you're calling the girl
but you're
fat,
gorgeous. You've always been gorgeous.
Walking runways. Oh, I know.
I'm grateful that I grew up with a different body standard and beauty standard than everybody else. Because Mom Peggy was a big woman. And if I were to ever discriminate on bodies, she'd come down and haunt me to this day.
Do you know that's like the number one thing I got from older women?
What?
Was like wishing how they had that when they were growing up. That was the number one thing I got from women. Oh, I wish I was as confident as you at your age. Oh, I wish I had people to look up to like you do. And I'm like, dang, like that part made me like, okay, I got to do this.
Yeah,
like,
I can see why.
For all the little
a whole new generation of women.
Like, literally, for all the little usses.
Everybody.
Robyn? What's a small moment or memory in your life that had a big impact on who you are today?
Probably the same thing. It had to do with bullying, but it wasn't me. It was my sister. I remember this like it was yesterday. We were at Girl Scouts. We were in Girl Scouts. And I was so young. I had to be like 6 or 5. And they were bullying her for some reason. I don't remember what she did. And I remember I stood up for her. I stood up for my sister for the first time ever. And I was like... And I remember as a kid being like, I never want anybody to ever feel like, so she was crying, bawling. And we weren't even close like that, y'all. We weren't even close like that. Like, my sister was my first bully to me. But for me, it was like, I can't see somebody I love ever go through that. So that made me want to be the person that always stood up for other people. Because, like, that's
No, that's why I sat at the kids who were by themselves at lunch. That's why I always talked to the people that were different. Like, just to know how it felt to be that person. Yeah. I never want anybody to go do that ever again. And I'll still do that till this day. I will always treat a homeless person, someone who's addicted, anybody with respect, like they're a human being. because I need to see past that. You have to see past that.
Yeah.
You do.
Unless they're throwing their human feces at you.
Okay, that's crazy. No, I'm not gonna put myself in that situation.
And you're in New York, you don't have a choice. I would
That's crazy. Okay, I'm sorry.
You're gonna blow my speaker out. So, full disclosure, Robyn and I did come up with these questions together, and this one was a hard one for me. What's a small moment or memory in your life that had a big impact on who you are today? Because my life is full of small moments that really changed who I was. Full since I was 3. But I would say one of the biggest one was Mom Peggy's death. That really helped me fall into reality and truly take control of my life. Yeah.
No, that was crazy.
Last one. Who in your life taught you the most about being true to yourself, and what did you learn from them? Who in your life taught you the most about being true to yourself, and what did you learn from them?
Can I say 2 people? Because it really is 2 people. The first one is my mom. She's literally my number 1 cheerleader. Like, there's nothing.
Love you, Tracy.
No, I promise you guys, there is nothing that happened in my life was because of my mom, except for me and my man, like meeting him and stuff. But like, every accomplishment, if it wasn't for my mom, if she didn't push me, she didn't allow me to. Literally,
She's a really good mom.
I do. I'm gonna say I probably have the best mom in the world. 10/10 recommend. Anyways, if it wasn't my mom pushing me to try out for the church choir, I would have never known I could sing. If it wasn't her pushing me to, we didn't have money to dance. We didn't have money to do all these extra stuff. Like, even though I've never danced, try out for dance team and make it. Like, try out for these shows. Just seeing, she saw the potential in me before I saw it in myself. And I will always be grateful that she brought that out. And then my sister, my crazy, crazy sister, I love her to death. She's really been my rock. Like, she just humbles me. I honestly became a baddie because of my sister. She showed me how to do my hair. She showed me what to wear. And she's my little sister.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. But, like, if she did not guide me and if we didn't have each other, I'm pretty sure I would have been a crackhead. Like, I would have been addicted to something. I would have, She
would have been a different person.
Yes, because you need people to ground you. You need that. Yeah. Especially if you want to be famous, baby. Especially if you want any of that life. You have to surround yourself by the right people. And I think, these 2, and see how they're women who impacted my life, who changed my life. I don't know. I just always give them the praise.
Yeah.
Always.
You want to go?
I would have to say, because y'all know me, I've always marched the beat of my own drum. Always. But I feel like staying, or at least now that I'm older, somebody or people that are reminding me. Because when I was younger, I always was true to myself. I don't know. I just always had it. But when I'm older now, honestly, Aidan teaches me a lot on how to always, stay true to me and be honest with me. And then my other best friend, Sydney, she's taught me so much on how to express myself with setting boundaries, with makeup and hair. Same thing. She taught me everything. I know nothing.
Yeah,
nothing. I was doing my brows like Aidan, like a man. He's gay, but still like a man.
Man brows.
So I feel like with you and with Sydney, I've really helped. It's really helped me now, later in my adulthood.
Yeah.
Relearn that about myself, I guess. Yeah. And just have to be more authentically me.
Amen. I would say my sister too, because my sister is a very, very strong, independent woman. She literally does her. Always. She's the one who teaches me, who has taught me to always stand up for myself, to speak my mind and not be afraid to never back down. Mm-hmm. Because when life gets rough, you take it and take control of it, and you don't let anybody else take that control away from you. I feel like that's what she's taught me. And the fact that she had girlfriends in high school, true girlfriends, not hey, you're my girlfriend, but lesbian lovers. That really helped me understand that who I am is okay, and that I am on the right track. When I came out to her, she was like, "Yeah, I know." Is that what you wanted to talk about?
new.
It was crazy. But yeah, my sister. So thank you so much for doing this podcast with me and opening up to my followers, my people out there, to your peers, to the people who know us, and sharing a little part of you and telling your story. Because that's what my whole podcast is. It's telling your story and letting other people know that it's okay wherever you are at in the world. You are on your own path and you're figuring it out just like we are.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. Is there anything you want to say for closing thoughts?
For closing thoughts, I want to leave you guys with this. You know how they say good wine ages with time? You have to think about life like that. You might feel like, oh, when we're in our late 20s, like it's over, our career hasn't started, blah, blah, blah. A lot of people did not hit their peak until they were much older. It's okay. Everybody's going to grow at different paces. And I think just being chill with that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. You know, Morgan Freeman didn't like make his big break till he was like 40 or something.
Tina Fey didn't get her thing, like do her SNL till she was late 30s. Like,
crazy.
Meryl Streep, 50.
Heck,
You?
we've got time.
Oh no, Meryl Streep was young. She wasn't 50.
Oh, just thanks. I mean, thanks for having us on, and I appreciate you guys. And
Aww.
you can always find us at Robyn Andrea Ramos on Instagram.
Yes.
Julia Rose
66
on Instagram.
Julia Rose 66, Robyn Andrea Ramos.
And just expect to be seeing a lot more of us because we are not going anywhere.
And as always, thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for everything you do for me. Y'all have a great day. Love you, mean it. Bye.